सिर्फ 700 रुपए महीने से शुरू।
Welcome back from the break. You're watching NewsX and I'm Asavri Jindal. The headlines first. The Sunday Guardian has put out an exclusive article delving into fugitive diamond merchant Nirav Modi's imminent return to India after 6 years. The National Investigation Agency conducted a massive search operation at 15 locations in 8 states across the country in a Pakistan-linked espionage case. Delhi Police's special cell arrested a 42-year-old man from Rajasthan's Deeg in a case related to an alleged spying network run in India by Pakistan intelligence operatives. COVID-19 cases are on the rise in India with 3,395 active infections. The highest number of active cases have been recorded in Kerala with 1,336 cases, followed by Maharashtra and Delhi. Union Home Minister Amit Shah arrives in Kolkata for a 2-day visit to West Bengal, marking his first trip to the state following the success of Operation Sindoor. He inaugurated the new building of the Central Forensic Science Laboratory. Day after Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif raked up India's suspension of the Indus Water Treaty at the Global Forum, New Delhi hit back, calling it an unwarranted reference. Union Minister Kirtivardan Singh said that Pakistan itself was violating the treaty through terrorism. Hours after Chief of Defence Staff General Anil Chauhan's remarks on Operation Sindoor, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge attacked the government, accusing it of misleading the nation. Around 1,500 tourists were stranded across North Sikkim after landslides triggered by continuous rainfall struck the region. Meanwhile, search for 8 missing people has been halted as Teesta River swells. In response to the severe flooding affecting various parts of Manipur, the Indian Army and Assam Rifles launched Operation Jal Rahat 2. Meanwhile, the total number of people rescued has reached approximately 800.
They expect us now to engage them in trade, in commerce, innovation, research and development, education, health, investments in profitable ventures.
Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif said that the international community no longer expects Islamabad to approach them with a begging pole, but rather seeks to pursue relationships based on equal partnership in trade, investment and innovation. All right, we have some breaking news coming in. Series of clashes took place in Paris after Paris Saint-Germain or PSG won the Champions League for the first time. At least 131 people have been arrested for the violence. PSG players were forced to run off the pitch and the trophy was rushed into a dressing room, bringing a temporary halt to celebrations. The visuals there right on your screens explaining what exactly took place right after the match got over. My colleague Aditya is with us on the broadcast to give us more on this. Aditya, 131 people have been arrested. The visuals, of course, speak for themselves. What more can you tell us? What exactly, triggered all of this? What exactly took place?
Well, absolutely. As soon as the PSG won the match, there were protests. There were, charred cars and vehicles around Paris. The situation was immediately turned violent, and people were seen running from here and there. And then the French authorities, the local police, took action against the problem maker people, and then there were some arrests going on, and still the investigation is ongoing in this incident, because these clashes were violent and the miscreants have been arrested, but still some of them are on the run. And it needs to be seen from how long will the local French police people arrest the miscreants who are on the run. Yes, Assam.
Right, absolutely. Aditya, stay on with us. We have some more breaking news coming in where China has issued a warning statement to US after a statement was issued by US Defense Secretary on Chinese military. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson has said that Hex had deliberately ignored the call for peace and development by countries in the region. In a statement issued by and at the Shangri-La dialogue, Hex had said China's military is rehearsing for a potential invasion of Taiwan. China's foreign ministry stated it had formally raised strong objections with the United States over Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's remarks, expressing deep disapproval. Beijing reiterated that Taiwan is an internal matter and asserted that no external forces have the right to interfere. Aditya continues to be with us. Aditya, take our viewers to the details that we have at this point of time, the statements that have been made both by the United States and China as well.
Well, as you see, the Chinese Foreign Ministry has conveyed to the United States that, don't play with fire as far as Taiwan is concerned, because, for long, China does consider Taiwan as its own integral part. However, the United States and its European allies have been objecting to these Chinese illegal Chinese claims, and particularly if we see the U.S. Nimitz carrier is also already in the South China Sea, and there are satellite imagery that Pete U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has said this because he might have some credible information regarding this, because China is we have seen in the past how Chinese fighter aircraft enter into Taiwanese airspace illegally, and they day in and day out they threaten the Taiwanese boats. So at this juncture, it is very essential, to prevent China from illegally occupying or invading Taiwan, because if it does so, the other Southeast Asian countries like Japan, Vietnam, Philippines will also come under the Chinese threat. China in the future might also threaten these small countries in the Southeast Asia and East Asia as well. So, at this juncture, it is essential that, China is contained and not allowed, to illegally occupy Taiwan. And, that is what the mandate has been around the world, because, the US is, if you see, successive US presidents have, given support to Taiwan, when last time when Biden was the president of the United States, the U.S. House Speaker, the then U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, specifically visited Taiwan, which angered China. So it needs to be seen, from here on how this Chinese aggression towards Taiwan can be stopped. Yes, Asabu.
Absolutely, Aditya, stay on with us. We have some more breaking news coming in where Israel's Prime Minister has slammed President Macron, stating that Macron should stop pushing for a Palestinian terror state in the heart of the Jewish homeland and start acting against anti-Semitism in his own country. Aditya is still with us on the broadcast. Aditya, what exactly has happened over here? What are the statements that have been issued?
Well, absolutely. Recently what we saw that, the French President Emmanuel Macron did showed some dissatisfaction as far as Israeli actions in Gaza are concerned. And, recently what has happened, that even Germany has said that, that action should be taken against Israel for what it is doing in Gaza. So, at this juncture, Israel is in no way to, accept any anti-Semitism comments from any country, because it is, the Israeli Defense Forces have made it very clear that, they will continue to strike Hamas terrorists, or be it Houthi militants or Hezbollah in Lebanon, until they stop, attacking Israel, because, Israel is surrounded by all the 3-4 sides by the hostile neighbors. So, as per Israel, the Israeli leadership is very clear that they won't bow down as far as, the flushing out militants and terrorists is concerned. Now, it needs to be seen from here on how the world and specifically the Europe react to this, because President Trump, America is actually, at this juncture is absolutely pro-Israel. So it needs to be seen now how this Western Europe reacts to this the Israel statement against France. Yes, Sabri.
Absolutely, Aditya. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast, sharing all those details with us. We're going to leave it there and shift our focus to some breaking news coming in with regards to COVID, where 5 new COVID cases have been found in Noida, Uttar Pradesh, with the total number reaching 62. That's the development that we are tracking at this point of time. My colleague Akram Khan joins us on the broadcast to give us more on this. Akram, what more can you tell us at this point of time? We are learning that 5 new COVID cases have now been reported from Noida.
देखिए साहब जी, अगर गौतम बुद्ध नगर की पूरी बात की जाए तो शनिवार तक टोटल 57 मरीज थे, जिसमें जो मरीज थे 30 पुरुष थे और 27 महिलाएं शामिल थी। लेकिन 24 घंटे के अंदर ही 5 नए केसेस आए हैं, जिसके बाद इसकी संख्या 62 यानी कि 62 हो गई है। और लगातार जो कोरोना पॉजिटिव मिलने की सिलसिला जो जारी है और कोरोना जो है वो तेजी से पैर पसार रहा है। पूरे उत्तर प्रदेश की अगर बात करें तो बड़ी संख्या में जो कोरोना पॉजिटिव मरीज है वो निकलकर सामने आ रहे हैं। इसके अलावा जो मेरठ, कानपुर, आगरा जो अलग अलग जिले हैं वहाँ मॉनिटरिंग भी किया जा रहा है। और अगर गौतम बुद्ध नगर की बात करें तो यहाँ के जो नोडल अधिकारी हैं इसकी कोरोना के, टिकन सिंह, उन्होंने कहा है कि कोरोना के जो लक्षण मिले हैं वो कॉमन कफ और कोल्ड के लक्षण हैं। अभी तक जिले में कोई गंभीर जो केस है वो सामने नहीं आया, लेकिन जिस तरह से तेजी से मरीज बढ़ रहे हैं वो एक चिंता का विषय है। इसके अलावा स्वास्थ्य विभाग की तरफ से लगातार मॉनिटरिंग की जा रही है और आइसोलेशन में जो लोग हैं उनसे भी, परिवार से उनके से कॉन्टेक्ट कर उनकी जो मरीजों की कॉन्टेक्ट ट्रेसिंग है और ट्रेवलिंग हिस्ट्री है उसको जुटाई जा रही है। इसके साथ ही जिला प्रशासन की तरफ से भी जो प्लांट हैं ऑक्सीजन के, जैसा हमने पिछले कोविड की लहर में देखा था तो उसके बड़ी दिक्कत सामने आई थी, तो उसको देखते हुए अब जो ऑक्सीजन प्लांट है लगातार जिला प्रशासन की टीम उसके अभी निरीक्षण कर रही है कि कौन कौन सा प्लांट चालू की स्थिति में है और कौन बंद पड़े हुए हैं। तो इस सब को लेकर जो स्वास्थ्य विभाग है वो बेहद अलर्ट स्तर पर है। लेकिन लगातार गौतम बुद्ध नगर में जो कोरोना की मरीज है वो सामने आ रहे हैं। और देखिए, जो जीनोम सीक्वेंस की बात की जा रही है, निजी अस्पतालों में जो संक्रमित मरीज हैं उनके नमूने भी मंगाए जा रहे हैं। इसके अलावा जो कोरोना मरीजों के संपर्क में लोग आए हुए हैं और जो सिस्टम में नहीं पहुंच पाए हैं उनकी स्थिति भी जांच की जा रही है। इसके अलावा लगातार दिल्ली एनसीआर के इलाकों में ट्रेवलिंग हिस्ट्री जो है लोगों की वो भी खंगाली जा रही है। तो कुल मिलाकर जो 24 घंटे में जो 5 नए केस आए हैं वो चिंता का सबब जरूर है। हालांकि माइल्ड कोरोना पॉजिटिव के लक्षण है, लेकिन जिस तरह से तेजी से कोरोना पैर पसार रहा है देश भर में, उससे लोगों में जरूर हड़कंप बचा हुआ है। स्वास्थ्य विभाग कह रहा है लगातार कि पैनिक होने की स्थिति नहीं है। होम आइसोलेशन और लगातार जो उनकी दवाई है उसके ट्रीटमेंट के लिए जिला प्रशासन की तरफ से टीम लगाई जा रही है। लेकिन अब तक गौतम बुद्ध नगर में 62 कोरोना के मरीज पॉजिटिव मरीज पाए गए हैं।
Thanks, Akram, for joining us and sharing all those details. Meanwhile, my colleague Brian Thomas has spoken to Dr. Sandeep Nair, who is a Principal Director and HOD Chest and Respiratory Disease at the Max Super Speciality Hospital. Take a listen.
Well, there has been a sudden spike in the COVID cases in India. In India itself, there has been more than 3,000 cases that is prevalent at this point of time. Now, talking about the national capital, that national capital has also seen more than 300 cases till now itself that has been there. Even though the recovery rate also has been about 52 and 1 death has also been reported in the national capital. And if we talk about the data itself, Kerala is the most affected region that is jolting with COVID cases. And to talk more about it, we are joined by Dr. Sandeep Nair, who is the Principal Director and HOD of Chest and Respiratory Diseases, BL Kapoor, Max Super Speciality Hospital. Sir, welcome to NewsX. So my very first question to you would be, is COVID back? Was it always there, or it has, because we've seen a surge now, was it always there, or it has come back, it has made a re-entry?
See, COVID had never gone actually. It had been in a very low profile throughout the community. Of course, there were different waves. We had alpha wave, delta wave, then Omicron wave, and so on. But it has become some endemic. It has been little bit, we'll see some sporadic cases, and they were taken care of. So there was some COVID always there, because it's just like a flu-like symptom, and you were not testing all the people. So you don't know that whether it's it's been COVID or some other, and most of them just require a conservative treatment. You don't need any aggressive treatment for the same. And now a sudden surge in the cases, of course, started more in the Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore places, and now in India. Maximum is in Kerala, more than 1,000 cases, and now we've crossed 3,000 cases in India. So, of course, there has been some surge, but we are nothing to panic, but definitely to take all the precautions.
And what are the variants that is doing rounds? If we talk about the COVID, what kind of variants are there?
So this is just Omicron variant GN1, which is prevalent now. It's a subvariant of Omicron variety. That was the last wave which we saw it in 22. And they are the ones who are prevalent out here in most of the places.
And also the data says that it's more than 3,000 cases in India. Do you, as a doctor itself, because there are many viewers who are watching you on right now, is there a sense of panic? Is there a sense of fear among people? Should there be a fear or panic among people? What would you advise to the viewers itself?
So my request to each and every one of the viewers is that please take precautions, but do not panic. The patients are getting sicker only those who had a comorbid condition. Those who were immunocompetent, those who didn't have any problems were absolutely fine and have been taking care of the disease at home only. Only those immunocompromised, they should take precautions, wear a mask. That's COVID protocol, wearing a mask, social distancing and hand hygiene, that's very important. And I know by the time we are all vaccinated and that's been taken care of, but please take precautions.
And what kind of symptoms are we looking at? Because in the year 2020, it was loss of smell and there were other prevalent factors. But if we talk about 2025, what are the major symptoms that is doing the rounds?
Yes, in the past we had seen, more of extrapulmonary symptoms, more of the symptoms outside the lungs, like loss of smell and loss of taste, and of course even a lot of GI symptoms which we saw it. This time we are seeing mainly respiratory symptoms. Patients are having cough and breathlessness, high-grade fever, some respiratory little bit of distress. Most of them patients are not having low oxygen unless they are having some comorbid condition. Most of them are being just like another flu-like symptoms.
And again, what are the do's and don'ts the people, the public should do and should not do?
So again, like I said, COVID protocol, the three things which we always remember: social distancing, mask and hand hygiene should always be there. Whether there is a COVID or not, always do that. And I request to anyone who is suffering from the symptoms, it may or may not be COVID, but even a normal flu, please isolate yourself, please protect others to get infected. Just keep a distance, wear a mask so that others don't get infected. Even if it's not COVID, even for flu, the precautions remain the same. And don't go into the crowded places, especially those who have got a low immunity. Don't go to the crowded places or outside too much. Try to stay at home and prevent yourself to getting the infection from the COVID.
And Dr. Sandeep, one last message as a doctor you would want to give our viewers.
Do not panic, but do take all the precautions. This is always consult your physician if you have these symptoms, because it's better than sorry. Because if you go to the doctor initially and you know that you're suffering from a particular infection, then the precautions always remain the best.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sandeep, for speaking to us. So yes, viewers, that was Dr. Sandeep Nair, who spoke to us exclusively for NewsX and said what are the do's and don'ts, what one should be doing at this point of time. And he also said that yes, the people, the public, the viewers should not panic, but remain vigilant and visit the nearest hospitals or clinics to make sure that they are in a safer position. This is me, Branandi Thomas, signing off with camera person Sudhir for NewsX, Delhi.
All right, we have some breaking news coming in where a demolition drive started in Madrasi camp in South Delhi's Jangpura to remove illegal encroachment. The drive comes after the Delhi High Court ordered to clear slums along the Barapulla drain. Police were deployed on the spot to smoothly carry out the demolition drive. Several dwellers of the unauthorized colony, inhabited mostly by people from Tamil Nadu, had opposed the demolition. The residents reached the Delhi High Court after authorities issued a demolition notice to remove encroachments and unauthorized construction on the Barapulla drain to Delhi to in fact declog it. The demolition was earlier supposed to take place on May 10th but was postponed to June 1 after the Delhi High Court ordered. Meanwhile, Anil Banka, DM of South East District, has spoken on this. Listen in.
ये कोर्ट के आदेश पे कार्रवाई हो रही है और ये जो इंक्रोचमेंट था वो उसको कोर्ट के आदेश पे ही हम हटा रहे हैं। वो बारापुला ड्रेन है, उसकी साफ सफाई में ये नैरो भी हो गई थी ड्रेन यहाँ पर, तो उसकी साफ सफाई में भी वाटर फ्लो में भी दिक्कत आ रही थी। हेवी रेन के टाइम में जो पानी भर जाता है पूरे इलाके में वो इन्हीं वजहों से फैलता है। तो कोर्ट में ये मामला चल रहा था और कोर्ट ने बोला था कि आज से आप हटा सकते हैं। इनको हमने नरेला, जो भी एलिजिबल लोग हैं उनको हमने नरेला में फ्लैट भी अलॉट करवा दिया TDS।
All right, Aditya Kumar joins us from the broadcast to give us more on this. Aditya, if you could take our viewers to the details that are coming in as far as this demolition drive in Delhi's Jangpura is concerned.
जी, मैं आपको बताऊं कि ये काफी दिनों से मामला चल रहा था और लगातार इस बात को लेकर के सवाल उठ रहे थे कि ड्रेनेज को लेकर के दिल्ली में जो जल भराव की स्थिति हो जाती है उस सब को लेकर के कि किस तरीके से काम किया जाए, किस तरीके से साफ सफाई की जाए। तो लगातार इस पर बात चल रही थी, मामला कोर्ट में गया और कोर्ट ने अंततः यह फैसला दिया कि इस पूरे इलाके को खाली कराया जाए। दिल्ली के कई ऐसे इलाके हैं, इस बारापुला जो नाला है इसके अलावा, जिसमें जो अतिक्रमण किया गया है उसको हटाया जाना है। उसके बाद ऑर्डर के बाद आज जो है टीम पहुंची थी, वहां पे DDA की भी टीम थी, साथ ही MCD की टीम थी और PWD की टीम थी, क्योंकि वो जमीन जो आती है वो जमीन ऐसी जगह पे है जहां पर सभी की हिस्सेदारी उसमें है। कुछ वहां से आगे की तरफ बढ़ते तो ASI की भी जमीन वहां पर है, यानी कि 2-4-5 डिपार्टमेंट की अलग अलग जो टीम थी वहां पहुंची थी। इससे पहले एक नोटिस जारी किया गया था, नोटिस सभी घरों पे चिपकाए गए थे।
Okay, all right. I think we've lost Aditya over there, but we will continue to track more developments. For now, we leave it there and shift our focus to some breaking news coming in, where according to a notification issued by the Ministry of Interior and Narcotics Control, the government of Pakistan has officially designated all terror organizations and groups operating in Balochistan as Fitna al-Hindustan. My colleague Ajay is with us on the broadcast to give us more on this. Ajay, if you could take our viewers through the details.
Yes, according to information, notification is issued by the Ministry of Interior and Narcotics Control that government of Pakistan has officially designated all terrorist group and organizations operating in Balochistan as Fitna al-Hindustan. So this basically is to they basically wanted to show the world committee that we are operating against terrorism and they are treating BLA and Balochistan people as terror groups. So that's why this move is seen. But India also going to counter this, and also they have to justify with the world community as well that those who are fighting for the justice for last many years, how they can be treated as a terrorist.
Absolutely, Ajay. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast, sharing all those details. On that note, a quick short break. Thanks for watching.